A herring run in Marston's Mills will soon be getting an upgrade. We have details about a few programs within the Recreation Division that offer parents some much needed help during the busy holiday season. Plus, we get a look at sports with Brenna McCubry. These stories on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, December 13th, 2013. I'm Sarah Mantle. The town of Barnstable has 5 herring runs across town. The herring run in Marston's Mills is in need of some upgrades. Earlier today, we chatted with Natural Resource Officer Amy Croto about the project. We share a portion of that interview with you now. Amy, you know, many people don't know this, but the town of Barnstable actually has a number of active herring runs, and that's part of your job, maintaining those runs. Can you tell me about what that entails and how many runs we have in town?
Sure. There are a number of runs that we currently maintain. There are the 4 major runs recognized by the town, which would be the Santuit River Run, which is actually shared right down the middle of the run between Mashpee and Barnstable. The Centerville River Lake Wequawket Run, both of those runs are active, have herring running through them every spring and fry leaving every fall. The West Barnstable Mill Pond Run, which is currently inactive. It's been inactive for over a decade. And it's sort of a rehab project that when we have time to every year, we've been plugging away at. There is the Red Lily Pond Lake Elizabeth Run, which is a very small run which also attaches to the Centerville River. It is mostly maintained by that neighborhood association, but we go through and clear it out for them every year. They have a Phragmites problem there. It's not actually recognized as an active run by the town, although there have been reports of herring seen there in the past. And probably our biggest run, or at least the run that gets the most notoriety because a lot of people watch the run at the corner of 149, is the Marston's Mills River Run. It runs all the way from Prince Cove up into Middle Pond in the Mills. So it's an active herring run, and it's a herring run that is mostly natural, but there's actually a stretch of about 1,000 or so feet that were man-made to give the herring a way to get into a pond instead of up into a number of cranberry bogs that were created. This man-made section of this run has fallen into sort of disrepair over the years. The wood that was holding up the walls has started to deteriorate and has caused sort of a scenario where we're in desperate need of fixing it before the spring adult run. A lot of people don't know that we are, in fact, the herring wardens for the town. In a lot of towns, the herring wardens are simply volunteers. But in this town, the duties fall on natural resource officers and the natural resource supervisor. And what we do is just maintain these runs so that they're clear for what we call fish passage, which means that in the spring, we need to be able to the best of our ability, you know, if we have a year of drought, we don't have much of a choice, but if we have enough water, we are charged with getting those adults up into the ponds so that they can spawn, and then they pretty much leave directly after they're done spawning between June and July. And then in the fall, anywhere between the end of the summer and the end of the winter, the fry leave the ponds and go back out to sea to grow up and then eventually make their way back to these ponds as adults. So we do this, you know, at least twice a year through these herring runs. So if you ever hear, you know, if you live on a stream and you hear chainsaws in the middle of a Sunday, it's probably us cutting down trees that fell in, you know, over a storm or throughout the winter.
And Amy, getting this run up to speed, making sure that those adults can make it there, it's a pretty big project and something that you're really going to have to ask for volunteers in the community to help with.
It is. The project itself there was a lot of state money dedicated to this project, but the engineer who had made the original plans retired halfway through, you know, our negotiations process, and the plans were no longer approved by the person that took over his position. And then the person who took over the position had a very much larger budget in mind for permanently fixing this structure. And the town just couldn't produce the 25% match. So normally what we had done about 4 or 5 years ago was had these 4 by 8 sheets of plywood cut lengthwise so that they're now 2 by 8 sheets. And we've actually put them in along the walls and put in 2x4 braces. So that way those areas where we've had the wood deteriorate over time and fall in, there's a lot of moss growing. Essentially, some of these walls are held up by root structure at this point. We're just looking to try and make that more stable, because once you open up that run and you have the water flowing through there, there's a potential for the walls to cave in, and that's not what we would do.
And if you want to volunteer for the project, you can call the Marine Environmental Affairs Office at 508-790-6272. You can also email Amy at amy.croteau, that's amy.croteau at town.barnstable.ma.us. The holiday season can be stressful for parents who are busy with everything from holiday parties to holiday shopping. Director of Leisure Services Patty Machado says the Recreation Division is offering parents a little reprieve with Kids Night Out December 21st.
Well, we call it Kids Night Out. It used to be called Parents Night Out, and really is Parents Night Out when you think about it. It's an opportunity to drop your kids off. It's $12 for the day. The 21st. There'll be Centerville Recreation Building that will offer the program at, and it's 5:30 to 8:30, so you can't get a babysitter that cheap. And it includes dinner, arts and crafts, a movie, games. We'll keep the kids occupied the entire time. They'll have a good time, and you can get your shopping done that you need to finish, maybe just spend a little time alone, go out and have a dinner, reconnect, whatever you need to do to get through the holidays so that you can actually enjoy them. Your kids will be happy, and they'll be safe, and they'll be enjoying themselves as well. So it's a win-win situation, I think, for everyone.
Absolutely. And working parents can also get some help while kids are out of school for Christmas break. Machado says the Recreation Division also offers a school vacation program.
We do not have the program running, but other than that, it's $100 for the entire week. The kids will do activities. It's very similar to our leisure program in the summer, where they'll do an activity every single day. They'll go, if it snows out, they'll go sledding. They go to the movies one day, they go bowling another day, they have a pizza party another day, so that we keep them busy, they keep them active. We do arts and crafts and games. I mean, it's very similar to the summer leisure program, but you know what, if you have to go to work and you're not sure what you're going to do with your kids, again, it's only $100 for all day, for the whole 4 days during vacation. So $25 a day. You can't find a babysitter that cheap. And again, your kids will be with a group of people. They'll have a good time. It's nice when you can get one or two friends that want to be there together. So they build memories. They're going to build, memories of their holiday week. And I can tell you right now that for this vacation, Michelle Davies has got some awesome programs, cooking, and she's got all the crazy ideas that she wants to try with the kids that you don't, because they're seasonal. They wouldn't be something you do in the summer. That's something that you do now. So I'm pretty excited, obviously, of what she's got planned.
That is awesome, and such a great experience. You can sign up both for Parents Night Out and the school vacation program online by visiting the Town of Barnstable's website and clicking through to the Recreation Division. Now we'll get a look at sports with Brenna McCubry.
Good evening, Barnstable. I'm Brenna McCubry here on Barnstable Today, bringing you the latest on New England and Red Raiders sports. Last night was a late game for the Boston Bruins. They played the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton and came out with a 4-2 win. They will remain in Canada till tomorrow night for a 10 o'clock start against the Vancouver Canucks. Boston Celtics are currently first in the Atlantic Division. They will host the New York Knicks tonight at 7:30 at the TD Garden. Coming back after 3 quarters of nail-biting football, the New England Patriots were able to get a touchdown and a field goal with 2 minutes remaining last Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. The Pats won 27-26. This upcoming Sunday, they will travel down to the Sunshine State and play the Miami Dolphins. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. The Barnstable Red Raiders have a busy lineup this weekend. Today, the boys varsity hockey team will have their first season game at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. The boys will host Dennis Yarmouth at 8 p.m. On Saturday, boys wrestling will be away at Silver Lake for a 10 a.m. match. The swim team will also be away, taking the ferry to Nantucket High School for the Cape Cod Classic. The tournament begins at 1 p.m. Later tomorrow, boys varsity hockey takes the HYCC ice again. Puck drops at 6 p.m. versus Sandwich High School. The girls varsity ice hockey team will head up to Marshfield to play at 6:50, while the girls JV ice hockey team is home against Cape Cod Regional Tech. JV game begins at 8 p.m. That's it for sports here on Barnstable Today. I'm Brenna McCubry.
For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.